If you love comparing cheap car insurance quotes online, raise your hand. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, let's get to the real brass tacks. There are very few drivers who actually enjoy the process of assembling car insurance quotes and comparing them side by side. Yet at the same time, if you expect to get the best deal possible, it is an absolute requirement. Simply believing the television announcer talking about how much you can save is not going to cut it. You need to do the work necessary to get the best price possible. To get started, use a free quote tool like the one found on this website. Just enter your zip code and any other information it asks for, then sit back and wait for your results. It won't be long before you have a list of companies you can begin comparing. While you're sitting here, click on a couple of direct links that will take you to some of the most well-known car insurance companies, then fill out their quote forms as well. Time to compare. Some insurance companies will provide a full quote online while others would prefer to call and talk to you first. Either way, once you have 3 or 4 quotes in hand, it's time to sit down and compare them. The first thing you'll want to look at is minimum liability coverage. Minimum liability is a requirement in all 50 states, so there's no way of getting around it. You'll probably find that among all the companies you're comparing, the rates for minimum liability are approximately the same. The only exception might be a policy that includes higher limits than what is mandated by law. If you don't know what's required by your state, you can find that information online. After you get past the minimum liability, you'll then be looking at extra coverages such as collision insurance, comprehensive insurance, and gap coverage. Be sure to look at the limits and deductibles for each type of coverage. You might even do a cost-to-benefit ratio based on your annual deductibles. Consider what you're willing to lose. Finally, once you've crunched all the numbers in your comparison, consider how much financial risk you're willing to assume. The last part of this equation usually is the kicker for most people in deciding the best policy for them. If you're willing to lose a significant portion of the value of your car, you might consider the cheapest policy with the least coverage. On the other hand, if you're not willing to take a significant financial risk, you'll probably choose the most comprehensive policy with the highest price tag. This is how comparing cheap car insurance quotes online works. It's not a difficult process by any stretch of imagination, but it does require willingness on your part to go through the paperwork and run the numbers, regardless of how tedious it might be. Share this video and subscribe for more interesting auto